Welcome back, folks. I'm Soopa-Dave. Obviously, there isn't a lot of videos on this for official and how to do it on solo, so I figured I'd show you guys how I did it. And make sure you guys watch the whole thing because I'll talk about wave by wave and all the stuff that you're going to need as we go throughout the video. Big thing is you want anywhere from 400 to 600 health, depending on what level you are. You want to be probably at least a level 130 before you do this, maybe even higher. 600 weight that you have to carry the stuff, and everything else once you get your health and weight goes straight into your melee. You definitely would like to be around 400 melee. And before you do this boss, make sure you have the Ferrex Coal mission done for the wild damage debuff. But you're going to need 4 tech canteens, 10 beers, 10 antidotes, 10 set of good ascendant flak over 1,000 durability, 50 stimulants for when your torpor rises in a couple of the waves, and 500 med brews. So when you first spawn in, you'll see that I grabbed the pike there. It'll be right off to your left when you spawn in. One thing with this fight, guys, is you're going to realize you're going to do a lot of damage to other stuff. The biggest thing is watching your health and not having bad luck. Sometimes you have dino spawn and just in bad timing and bad luck, and you'll see what I mean later in the video. And you're going to fail probably a couple times before you get it. And knowing where the stuff is, once you know where the stuff is, it will really help you out. So the pike is right to your left when you spawn. And at every wave right before I go, I take a beer and then an antidote. If you do the antidote first, it will mess up your beer on official. So just keep that in mind. And you always want to keep one thing slow that can't hurt you alive at the end, because after every round, you're going to want to switch flak and try to get your beer timer down if you can. And I will talk about each wave as we go here. Wave 1, you have the spear. You're just trying to save up points to get the tech claws, which are on the red and green side. As you can see, we're on the red and green side of the platform by the wall. And you can see there's the green one in front. I'll go ahead and switch my armor. You always want to put on new armor before each round. Wave 2 and 4, you're going to need an exomech helmet. For the, I believe wave 2 has basilisk and a poison wyvern, and vice versa for wave 4 as well. So you want to grab the tech claws and you use them for the next couple rounds. And I always took and went to the training dummy to try to get that bonus up. And one thing you can do here is also look or spin around while you're doing it. You can see what's coming at you. It's gonna be a little tough to get the beer effect sometimes. But the big thing in this round is watching your health and torpor. And when you see the rock golems and the wyverns, that's really the harder things in this round, and the death worm. They're all easy to kill if you get to them quick enough. And if you back yourself into a corner, a lot of these things are actually super easy. One thing I want you guys to know, every time you go on fire in this fight, if you use your tech canteen, so I carried 4 with me, it'll stop that flame debuff, and the antidotes are to stop bleed and some other effects that are in the fight. So at the end of each round, you can see I messed up there, but I killed the last gerbil. I was trying to just kill one, and you want to make sure you put new armor on. Now for this wave, I didn't get enough to get that down, but for each wave what I did is I wrote down a notebook about each wave. For example, wave 3 is actually pretty easy. Now when you guys do this for yourself, you're gonna mess up a few times learning these waves. In this wave, really, the Spinos, you just want to get under the Spinos quick and kill them. But not a lot. In this one does a lot of damage, but in this one you will get a lot of frogs, so you want to use your stimulant so you don't get knocked out. But like I said, yeah, at the end of this one, there's a dung beetle that you can keep alive for this. And that will actually help. I'll try to remember to tell you which animal is good to keep alive too, if I can. during this video. In this wave, this is kind of a cooldown because the first time you do wave 2, it kind of is quite a bit. And you want to make sure too that if you get a chance, a lot of times you can run away earlier in the fight when you weigh a lot. It can be tough to do that, but and also you can dump your water jar each round if you do an antidote. So this is wave 4 here. You want the exomech helmet on, and a few things with wave 4. You want to stay out of the acid of the reapers. That's the big thing on this one. Is you'll see the reapers come and the basilisk, and the basilisk will mess you up if you don't have your exo helmet on. But you can see as soon as I saw the reapers, I went straight for them, killed them, and then got out of the acid. That's really the tough part of this fight, of this round. There isn't going to be a whole lot besides that really messes with you. And obviously, like I said, it's going to take you maybe a couple times to run these to get a practice. But you can see I just went for the kills right there. And in this round, you can leave a few things alive. There's glow pets that you can leave alive if you want. Like I said, some of these that I've done before, I went and got. So you want to go by the red tower, and you'll find the tech sword there where I grabbed it. And that's pretty much what we'll be using for the rest of the fight here for wave 5. The big thing with wave 5 is the Titan sword spawn. When it comes, as you can see it, you want to get under it. Now, sometimes it's really hard to get under, and you'll get unlucky. That's why I said some of this is luck. But if you can get under that thing right away with the tech sword, it dies really quick. And you can use your alternate attack on PS4, Xbox. I think it's left trigger. I think it is right mouse on PS or on PC to get under the Titan sword. Once you learn how to beat the Titan sword, he's pretty easy. But biggest thing is trying to get under him. You see, I do the same tactic to the Diplos. Sometimes with the Titan, you have to actually go ahead and look at its feet to get it. But sometimes if you don't get the hitbox, looking up at dinos, the big ones, will really help. And then for wave 6, this is actually one of the easier ones for the most part. Again, with tech sword into the corner. In this one, there's not a lot that's going to challenge you that I can recall, other than I believe this is the round with the mechs. Yeah, you get the mechs. Them are the most powerful thing in there. They die really quick if you get to them. But if you let them sit there and just smoke you, they do quite a bit of damage if you let them hit you. Also, if you hold attack while you're getting shocked by the scouts, you actually keep swinging even though your animation isn't showing it all the time. As you can see, I'm killing these even though I'm being shocked. And you'll have to use that alt attack towards the end to actually kill the scouts and the actual drones. But as you can see, there's the attack drones right there. You can keep one of these alive at the end. They actually don't do almost any damage. It is annoying because they follow you around. But like I said, every round you want to get your beer timer down and a new flak suit on. And at the top of mine, I always had another backup flak suit. If it broke in the middle of the round, I could hurry up and switch to. The biggest thing with Alpha Survive the Ark, though, guys, is watching your health. It is quite, that's the biggest thing. If I would go back, is, just learning it, not being scared of doing it. The tech sword does so much damage too, and it's hard to get used to that. As you can see, you plow through about everything. This is actually wave 7, which is not bad, too bad at all. These are actually the 2 easier rounds, I believe. For me, was 3, 6, and 7. And like I said, I just wrote down in a notebook every round what I needed to do. So in between, when I was waiting for my beer cooldown, that's what I would do. And the nice thing is now on official, when you blue screen in this mission now, you don't lose everything all the time like you used to. A lot of the times you'll actually be able to keep it. So if you do have your game crash or we call it blue screening a lot on PlayStation. If that does happen to you, you're not totally screwed. A lot of times you get to keep your stuff. So, because the game does sometimes crash in this mission, you always want to run this when there's less people on. So at the end of this round, you want to keep the penguin alive, and you can just come over here and chill, because at the end of this round, you got to buy the tech sword again. Now, for wave 8, this is the hardest wave of all of them. This is the wave that you want to get to. There is the giant megachilions, the giant turtles that you can build on the back of. You want to stay away from them until you get everything else killed. You see me, I see where they were, and I just keep walking away. And you want also, if you can, kill the magmasaurs. Don't worry about the seekers flying around. They're really not that big of a pain in the butt. The biggest deal is getting the shadow mains and you can see there I got on the back. So you want to, with the turtles, the mega chillions, you want to get on the back of them and kill them from above. They won't hit you that way. But if you get in front of them, they will kill you very quick. They're by far the hardest thing in Alpha Survive the Ark. They kill you so quickly. A lot of times they just kill you with 2 hits. So you want to be really careful. Try to get away from them as you're going. Make them to be the last things if you can. That's why it's super important about just getting lucky. If they spawn and you spawn right on top of one, they spawn different locations every time. If they spawn right on top of you, or one's really close while you're fighting everything, it's really hard to get that round. But as you see, I just jumped above them and whacked them after I changed my armor. And you can see it went really well that way. But the shadow mains can stun you. And like I said too, don't forget about the flame debuff of the tech canteens. That's a big thing. And I see a lot of people, when I talk to them, they try to run this without antidote, and the bleed effects and the stuff that the antidotes prevent really is a big thing. So you want to be using the antidote after your beer, of course, but for each round. Once you get by the turtles, the mega chillions, you'd be surprised on how much this is. Obviously, you have to go kill the seekers. And like I said, I left one alive here at the end to switch out my armor for wave 9. Because the last 2 waves are tough, but they're tough if you don't know what to do. If you know what to do, they're pretty easy. You want to go over by the red ob after you kill the last one. As you can see, you want to be careful you don't leave too much time on them. These guys can be a little annoying to actually kill. But you just have to jump attack them once they stop moving. As you can see, they're not too bad. Or the summoners, not seekers. I don't know why I was saying seekers. But at the beginning of this round, you want to stand right here for this, for the dragon. You have enough credits for it at this point. And when it spawns in, you're waiting for the Giga and a few other things. But you want the dragon to kill the Thrensies and Arthropluras. They will destroy you if you try to do this on foot, because all it takes is a couple hitting you and you don't even realize it, because both Arthropluras and Thuries have the armor debuff deal where they can hit you through the armor, especially the Arthropluras, because they can one-shot your armor, and that is annoying. So you use this, and you also want the dragon to kill the Giga. As soon as you see the Giga, go ahead and take on the Giga. If you see a Threnzy or a Arthroplura, as you'll see, when I see them, that's the first thing I'll go to. And at the end of this round, you can keep a Doad alive. But once you get the Giga dead and the Arthropluras and Thrensies, this is not a bad round, believe it or not. It's surprising. I never failed this round. I still haven't yet to this day. It's the dragon will basically walk you through that. Then in between rounds, you're going to want to go over by the blue obelisk in here, and you want to get the Dimorphodons. You can actually get the Tech Claws if you do want to, but you want to purchase the Dimorphodons for the aggro of holding the aggro of the Redeyed-Rex in this round. And also, if you want, you can use the damage deal boost. If you're worried about your score, you don't have to use this. This will make your score a little lower in the final leaderboard, as I found out later. But the zombie dodos are actually really easy. Just make sure you keep using your tech canteen. And I just stay near the Dimorphodons and keep buying them as I need, because once that Dodo Rex comes, you want to have him get confused and they'll pull aggro on the Dodo Rex, and then all of a sudden you have a super easy fight. Again, this round seems like it would be really hard, but I've never failed this round either. It's always the wave 8 with the Mega Chillions. And like I said, hopefully this helps you out. We obviously have our Let's Play series if you want to subscribe to check that out. And for you guys watching this as part of the Let's Play, this was really cool. I got ready and beat this all in 2 days. So, like, I made all the sets of flak. I made a ton. Also, for you guys watching to learn how to fight it, I had filled up a skiff with extra beers and extra sets of flak and just run it until I beat it. You know, because with disconnects and server crashes and other things, you definitely have some issues, and you want to be able to run it, a bunch of times. But there's a few waves. The first time you do 2, 4, and and 5, the Titanosaur one. Once you learn to get by them, and then you get lucky and get by the turtles. If you stay away from them big giant turtles in wave 8 and jump attack them, it is a pretty easy mission to do, but you have to run it a few times to get a feel for it. Also, at the very end, you actually have to interact with the teleporter. I stood there and waited, and it didn't pop up, so you have to go to it, and once the next round starts, an exit mission by holding triangle or E. But anyway, you guys have an amazing time in my short little clip here at the end. Hopefully you enjoyed. Have a good one, folks. Alright, I am back. I just got done with Alpha Survive the Ark. This is literally seconds afterward. And I actually got a decent score according to this. So I'm really, really happy. And this is official servers right here too. So that is really cool. I am super pumped about that. Took a few tries, that's for sure, but we got her done, guys.